And here we are once again, March 19th, 2022, for another fascinating installment of hashtag See the Forest. So, these are my mushroom logs. I guess this would be a mushroom log update because I got a couple interesting things. These are my lion's mane mushroom logs, huge logs that I set up on, I believe it was January 1st. And they're still fused pretty good. If you look really close at this one, I noticed there's all these little tiny dot things on there. It's growing on the moss down here, right there. You can see it growing on the moss, but it's also growing up here on the bark, so it's spreading all over. And then I got this one little white kind of, well, it's all soaked now. You can't see it quite as good, but there's a spot on there that keeps turning white, like it's the mycelium trying to grow. And I have occasional little spots in my moss. The moss is doing really good, and occasionally I got little spots of white that pop through there that you can see. And then over here we've got white mixed with that ugly green. Unless it's, I don't know, maybe that's like blue cheese. No, I doubt it. I think that green's bad, but there's a pretty solid ring of it around this one right now. So, looks like the mycelium and the fungus are fighting. Now this log's just sealed up pretty much with just plain sawdust. So you can see a little bit of stuff on there too. Then we got this green fungi looking stuff. I don't know if I want to try prying that top off of there. It seems like it's pretty well fused. The whole log seems pretty solid. This other one was a little squishy the other day, but it's a really tall log, really heavy, and it's kind of awkward. It's kind of leaning over a little bit, but oh, and then my other log over here, and I got it kind of buried in here, trying to create some shade for it. But this is one of my very first logs. This one I did back in December, and it's a oyster mushroom, and you can see there's little oyster mushrooms popping out down there at the bottom. Now, this has got some fail in the top. This whole top just kind of didn't do good. Look at all the worms and little bugs and larvae in there. See those little squigglies? Wow, there's a bunch of them. The little frogs will get in there too. Get the frog in the log. Probably eat. Wow, there's a bunch of them. I'm not even going to put that back on there. But obviously, even with that failure in the top, there's still some oyster mushroom growing in the bottom of that thing, and maybe enough of it will make it through the season or into the season when it starts raining, and these get soaked really good, and I get some more shade for them. Cover back on there. That's the other one over there. Yeah, mushrooms. My mushroom ranch. Tender crisp bacon cheddar ranch. That's what I always wanted. I don't see any white on there. My moss is pretty though. Look how pretty my moss is. Oh wait, there is little mushrooms growing off of there. Oh, we're still filming. Oh, and my new invention, my Azomite grout logs. Look, it does have a little ant crawling around on it. Ooh, it's got a couple ants down there. Oh, that's not good. I don't like ants. Spray those guys. Get that cement to puff up. I don't know there. Hopefully it's going to keep everything. Oh, look, there's some fungusy looking fuzzy white stuff growing right there. Oh, and I got this log all screwed up. I got the top upside down on there. So this actually should have been the top. This should have been there, and these two should have been upside down. I got them all flipped around. I got all discombobulated when I was, doing it. And yeah, I like to wet those down. The mortar on this one does seem really, well, no, it's a little better now. Oh, maybe I didn't have it wet enough. But when it's dry, it seemed like it was really crumbly. Oh, it's a little better now. It takes some time for it to, well, even if it's crumbly, as long as it really fills the crack to keep all the bugs out of there. See this? This is the first grout logs, and that's Azomite all over. There's still bugs up there. A lot of little creepy crawlies. That's what we want to not have. Oh, look at all the white growing on there, though. That's growing right through. Oh, look at the ugly stuff, though. It's green. That's not good, I don't think. Well, we'll see. The fungus and the mycelium are battling it out, I guess. That looks pretty white there. Ooh, that's really white right there. And the moss is going to probably do pretty good. Oh, there's some different colored stuff there. Kind of some green down in there. A lot of white though. There's some white in there. I'm pretty sure the white fungus fuzzy stuff is the mycelium. So there's a pretty thorough update. Oh, and then my Zuling mushrooms over here, and keeping these covered. I dug down in here. The soil is pretty moist. I got some oak leaf in there. I got Azomite mixed in. Of course, I've got a lot of sandy soil. I got a layer. All this top layer is spicy Thai ginger galangal leaf, and I try to keep it pretty much covered with plastic to keep all that moisture in, because in the wind and no rain, it's going to dry out really quick. But that's my Zuling mushrooms. Hopefully they're growing under there. There's stuff going on. I got like 6 logs buried. And yeah, a lot of the bamboos took a pretty good hit in the cold February, what was it, 7th or yeah, the 7th. There's a couple cold days, but everything's putting out new shoots, starting to grow on the bottoms, and like anywhere that didn't freeze on the stalk, see, all these are starting to come back. My beautiful asper that was last year, not looking so good. It lost all the leaves on top, but it's got a new little shoot coming out down there. And the part where I was trying to get a graft going, or a air layer on the one section there, that is growing. Still didn't have any roots in there. Actually, a raccoon pulled that down, and there was no dirt on there for a day or so, but there's a lot of growth on that one node there. So I'm thinking if we can start getting some rain, this will probably come back pretty good. But yeah, Mike, this one's a little behind, lost some leaves. The long internode, or the polymorpha here, lost quite a bit of leaves. Starting to try to come back. We had a little bit of rain the other day, only about maybe half an inch, if that. And just enough to fill the rain barrels up. Not enough to really make them overflow, though. And yeah, these got to fill in and get some more stalks going. My bird seed. I guess it's sprout. I think this is all just corn that was in the bird seed. Looks like corn. So, oh, and good news for Ukraine. I hear they're taking the offensive and pushing back, making some progress against Russian troops. Good for them. Not to be getting all political or anything. So, but yeah, dry, very warm, getting kind of hot. See, this is where my mushrooms are now. They're getting a bunch of sun in the morning, kind of warms them up pretty quick. This polymorpha's got to get up there, and these ones need to get bigger, fill out, and bend over a little more as the sun comes up right straight through there. In the winter, it goes kind of like this over there, and you get more shade. Right now, I just got full open sun first from sun up until about 11 o'clock, maybe something like 4 hours straight sun, and then I get a little bit of shade, and then in the afternoon, see these ones here, these are all starting to come back in the bottom. These ones here coming back a little bottom. I lost a bunch up top. This one had a little bit of shelter here from this other bamboo it's next to, so it didn't like totally wipe out every stem everywhere, so it's got a little more spots where it's coming back. So even up there at the top of that one, it's getting really thick and gnarly looking though. Really bushy there. Kind of densed it up, made it grow a little more dense with losing all its tips there. But you see this one here's got a shoot coming in there. Man, look at all these pepper trees growing in here. We did not have any robins this year. It was so warm they never made it down. And here's the most damaged, or yeah, these ones lost everything. Every leaf on these just about was gone, but a little bit of watering and a little afternoon shade. They still get a big blast of sun in the morning, so it warms up those black pots and dries them out pretty quick. I got to keep a lot of water going on them. Oh geez, what the heck. Look at this one's a clone here. I guess a raccoon came by and decided he didn't like that one and tore it out of the pot. And it's now dry. It's been gone out of there for a few days, it looks like. So that's dead now. Yeah, I got a big raccoon that comes out here and tries to get water out of whatever he can. I had my gutter over there with a few clones that didn't quite make it, and he kept dumping those out too. See, these ones got some nice, pretty good sized leaves on there already. What they should, they're, a couple of years old. But yeah, everything on the tops of these is all dead. That one looks like it's got some green in it. I don't know if it's going to be able to grow or not. We'll see. 28 degrees, they did not like it. Yeah, the macadamia tree, it did lose a couple little tips of the leaves that are growing back though. I've given this a couple bucketfuls of water here and there, and then my avocado tree still got a lot of those burned up leaves hanging. We did get a little rain. It never did lose all the leaves up there, but it's got a lot of new buds growing all over, but it really needs some rain to get going. I did run the hose on this, put 50 to 100 gallons on it the other night. Try to help it out a little. Oh no, it looks like we lost a whole top there. This is kind of the side that the wind would come in on, I guess. Across there, burn that top up. Pretty dead right there. That one looks a little bit better. Can't see with all the backlight. Not quite as vibrant as the other ones, but it is growing. Whoa, look at all the shoots down there. Holy cow, I didn't notice those. Wow, this thing's gonna be bushy, huh? Yeah, here's my bird bath. I cleaned this out really good the other day. Scrubbed it with a brush and bleach. Got it really clean. I filled it right to the top. Look, it's already down like an inch. And look at my potatoes. They already had flowers on them. I don't know where the oh wait, a flower, and then when a potato flower gets pollinated, it grows a little tomato. What the? Now it grows a little potato on the flower, and then the potato drops into the ground and starts growing. What is that thing? I don't know if I've ever done this before. Any little potatoes down here? Anyways, this is my worm bin, vermicomposting, and occasionally some potato peels get in there and start growing. Well, this year they grew really, really good. So, yeah, I might have some, I don't know how big they got to grow. Well, they already got potatoes. See, we got baby potatoes growing on them. Somebody tell me what that is growing on my potato plant. I don't see other ones in there. But there are a ton of worms in this. Well, it's my worm bin. There should be. I don't want to go digging in there. Oh, it looks like something was in there eating those. Eating those little stalks right there. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I got some potatoes growing in there. Oh, and my orchid, which I had to take out of the sun and put down here. Got it in that shell. And it's blooming the wrong way, but it's got 4 tops on it, and everything's starting to move. Look at the size of these. These are the hugest orchids I think I've ever had. Look at the size of the thing when they open up. I mean, they're giant, and they're just started. This is going to have like 20, 30 of them on there, not counting the ones under the table. This other one was not doing nearly as good, and I took it out of the pot the other day, and there was so much peat moss shoved in there, it was just like a solid block. This whole bowl full was jammed in there. So I took that out and got that drying out a little bit. I don't know if it's going to save it or not. And my first raspberry bush, I haven't killed that yet. It's still growing. I had to just get the coconut shell off of it, but it is still alive. It's going to start getting hot though. I don't know how it's going to like that. I don't think it will.